So we talk about the Bangladesh team, we talk about the Pakistani team, and now time to have a word with one of the great. It's none other than Kane Williamson, and the way he talked about, and first and foremost, it's not now, anymore. We can say that they are underdogs. I think post 2019 World Cup final, nobody treated them like they are underdogs. Kane Williamson specifically talked about this. The way they played in the ICC trophies, all the ICC tournaments, and what's been their thought process as far as playing in these ICC tournaments is concerned. He talked about obviously his team when he was the captain, and now going forward also, being about this Champions Trophy also. He talked a lot about his own team performance and what special they do as far as ICC tournaments concerned. Have a look at what Kane Williamson has said in Revsportz conclave.
How do you see yourself? I mean, when you became captain to now, how have you evolved as a leader, and what is your philosophy of leadership?
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's probably easier to ask other people some of those questions, but you do try and put your energy in the right, well, what you deem to be the right places, which is the growth of the group, how you want to see it track, which I suppose falls under the word vision, and know that along the road you have all these different bits and pieces that sometimes go your way and sometimes don't, but if you keep the scope wide and hopefully see it tracking in the right direction and continue to look at the bigger picture, then hopefully your decision making is less fickle and more aligned with that vision and the direction you want to go. But those things that were mentioned with Clive Lloyd and the West Indian side are always important. Trust and trying to make players feel like they belong and have a real importance in the group, and what underpins that I think would be the most important thing. So there's so many good words out there that apply, but what are the actions and behaviours that support it? So there's a real feeling of trust and a real feeling of belonging, rather than perhaps words on a whiteboard at times. So there's some difference in that. Yeah.
True. Kane, this is a question that is sort of everybody in the cricket world is intrigued by. 2015 final, 2019 that heartbreak, but final again. World Test Championship champions, 2021 final. What is it? What are you doing in ICC tournaments that other countries like India aren't doing? Or forget the comparison. What are you doing right? What is the month? How can you multiple ICC tournaments take the team to the final? Everyone wants to win. Somehow New Zealand is that one consistent team consistently making finals. You're doing something right. What is it?
Yeah, look, firstly, there are no comparisons, and certainly every team goes to events with hopes of going a long way and making finals and ultimately trying to win competitions. And for us, it's how we operate is quite, I think, specific to the people in your environment. So every team's a little bit different, and you turn up to events and so many different things can happen on the day, especially in the shorter the format, and the shorter the event. Means that perhaps results can be more fickle, and for us, look, there are no promises, and there are no, I suppose, black and white answers to some of these things. But for us, our focus is the bigger picture, and when I say that, you go to an event and perhaps you go some way down the line, or you make finals, and those are nice things to perhaps support what you're doing, but the challenge exists the next day, and the focus is still there, and so it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop after one event or one moment in time. It sort of continues because it's forever moving and forever changing. And so for us and for myself and the other leaders that I work closely with, and us as a team on a whole, it's continuing to look sort of larger, wider, and are we tracking? And it's very difficult to micromanage one performance on one day, but can you put your energy into how it might look over a longer period of time that hopefully holds you in good stead and allows you to play your best cricket a little bit more often than not.
Two questions about you now. I mean, Kane Williamson, the player. Always, I mean, I've been on commentary multiple times, several times when you have captained, including the last World Cup. Now, you appear completely in control. Even when the chips are down, you appear in control. A bowler conceding runs, you are in control. You walk up, you don't show him. Are you seriously in control? Or there is deep down inside nervousness? See, I mean, how is it? This whole Iceman kind of thing. Are you really able to control your nerves like that?
I mean, every day is different and you always feel a little bit different. No situation is the same, but at the same time, you're trying to remind yourself what is important at this moment, and how you behave to the people around you might have an impact. So, when things aren't perhaps flowing as smoothly as you'd like, you can't change the past, but you can perhaps help with what's happening next, and ultimately the result will come, and you win some and you lose some. But how do we try and address, the task that's in front of us to the best of our ability? And, I suppose if you narrow that down and try and eliminate some of that exterior peripheral noise, continue to focus on how we want to operate as a group, remind ourselves of the sort of brand and style of cricket that we want to play, then that might direct us a little bit in the right way. It definitely doesn't promise, but I do think trying to remain calm can be hopefully a little bit more helpful to the people around you than the other way.